is going on, everybody? Welcome to Devslopes Academy. In this video, we have something super fun, super special to do. We're going to be doing a full Go High Level build out. You can't see what's on my notepad here, but I just pretty much wrote out everything that we're going to be building today. The reason why is because this is going to be a very long, very in-depth video where we're going to be building a full Go High Level build from scratch over, wait for it, a martial arts gym. Now, I know what you're thinking, Connor, why would you do a martial arts gym? Well, the reason being is because it is such a niche area and there is so much money to be made in this area here. Reason being, a lot of martial arts gyms use something like this here called Kicksite. It's kind of like a CRM, just like Go High Level, except it is dummy expensive. Like, people are paying $500-600 a month to do things that Go High Level can do so much better at such a more affordable price. So this is something where you could take into any martial arts gym, any karate gym, jiu-jitsu gym, anything along those lines, and immediately pitch it to them and make some real nice cold hard cash with them. Now, why do I know this? Because we've done it here at Devslopes Academy. So our CEO, Nathan Savage, some of you may have heard of him, some of you may have not. He is the wizard when it comes to building these things out. He's been able to generate over $35 million in revenue, not only with consulting like this, but also teaching students how to go out and get this kind of work through the BizOps Academy, the Web Academy. So all of you're seeing is a direct echo from the work that we've done in the past, the work that Nathan has done when he was a freelancer before Devslopes Academy. So stay with me here, watch the whole thing, because this is so valuable. I cannot express how valuable this is. So let's go ahead and break down how we're going to be doing this full Go High Level build out for a martial arts gym. Number one, of course, is understanding that this is actually a real project for a real client. There's actually a jiu-jitsu gym very close to me that we're building this out for, and we're going to be doing quite literally everything. Full website redesign, implementing a sales process, automating everything, setting up auto texts, auto reminders, creating the primary dashboard. That way the business owner can just take a look at a glance and see how much money is being made, everything along those lines. We're truly going to be building the second brain for this business. Once you have this process underway, you're going to be able to take it and implement it on any martial arts gym that is out there, because this is a huge market. There is a big demand for martial arts gyms revamp. Why? Because a lot of martial arts gyms, they don't have just a plethora of cash laying around, and they typically fall into systems like Kicksite, like we were just looking at, where they're kind of getting taken advantage of, because a lot of the things that Kicksite can do, you can do in Go High Level just with such a cheaper price. This is just kind of marketed and optimized as like a CRM for gyms, for jiu-jitsu, for martial arts gyms. And it's really easy to fall prey to this. And if you were able to step into any martial arts gym, or if you have some martial arts experience, you're able to kind of align the interests there and really bring something special to that business owner. And you can easily make $2,500 to $3,000 just to set this up, and maybe even some ongoing fees to keep this thing moving and flowing. So let's go ahead and dive straight in. So the way that we're going to build this second brain for the martial arts gym is very simple. We're going to have, of course, the website that we created, and then we're going to have a couple of forms set up for this website. So when a new lead completes the form on the website, that form is going to trigger to a class sign up. And then once they sign up for that class, a contact and opportunity is going to be created inside of Go High Level, as well as the trial class will be booked inside of the calendar section. That's going to do two things. It's going to send a notification and a confirmation message to the actual contact, and it's going to send a notification to the business owner, letting them know that they have a new potential prospect, new customer coming in. Now, on the day of their free trial, they're going to get some reminder notifications, and they're going to do one of two things. They're going to not show up, or they're going to attend. If they attend, we're able to put them into a student sign-up workflow where we can give them a discounted 1 month rate percentage off, and then we can push them to sign up for a subscription for the jiu-jitsu gym. If they don't show up, or if they're unresponsive, then we can bring them into a re-engagement workflow. And this is where we can do some really fun things. I just listed like a 2-day, 3, 7-day, 1 month follow-up here. We can really dress this up and make this as nice as we want it to be, because we want to try and re-engage these people to come back and, of course, sign back up for the class. Now, these are the stages we're going to be creating for our opportunities pipeline. We have new lead, trial book, no show, follow-up, attended, and new student. We're going to have two forms One form for the new lead is going to be just a simple contact us form. The trial booked form is going to be the one we were talking about, where you're going to be able to select a class, and that's going to put you underneath trial booked. Of course, if they don't show up, they'll be able to move to no show or follow up. If they attend, they'll be able to be underneath attended. And then once they buy or purchase the subscription, we'll be able to set them up as a new student. Now, there's quite a handful of automations that we're going to have to set up for this. We're going to have to do for whenever a new opportunity is being created. We're going to have to do booking confirmation, same-day text reminders. We're going to have to do the user notification for the business owner for whenever a new lead comes up. No-shows, follow-up sequences. We're going to have a subscription automation. So when someone purchases a subscription, we need to make sure that they are moved into the new student tab. And we're going to add a variety of different tags to kind of track all of this. We truly are going to be doing a full Go High Level build out. And to get started, the very first thing we're going to be doing, because all of this is going to be done inside of Go High Level, we're also going to build the website inside of Go High Level. So that's the first thing that we're going to do to get started. And if you're ever building something like this out, most times, businesses typically have their own websites. Like, for example, the one that we're building is going to be for Base Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They have their own website here. We could really just implement all of what we're adding to this website. However, I think it's time for a website redesign for this. So we're going to be building the website as well here inside of Go High Level using its templates. And again, all of this information that we're covering is directly pushed off of how Nathan was able to scale Devslopes to $35 million in revenue. So we're using all of that knowledge, putting it right into this to really bring something special to this jiu-jitsu gym. So let's go ahead and dive in. You need to put all these notes right over here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and create a new sub account, and we're just going to start with a blank snapshot. Honestly, we could come down here and use like the yoga one, since it's kind of in line when it comes to like classes and things like that. But since we're just building this from scratch, we're going to start with a very blank snapshot, and we are going to go ahead and put in the basic information, Base Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Here we are. Go and select that there, and then I'm just going to put my first name and my last name here, even though I am not the business owner. There we go. And then business niche, we'll do martial arts school. Time zone is central. Awesome. And all that looks accurate. There she is. We're going to go ahead and add this sub account, and we're going to go ahead and get started and with this build out. So the way that we're going to break up this project is into steps. First, we're going to create the website portion. Then we're going to create the forms and the calendars, since that's what's going to be linking to the website. And we're really going to go in incremental steps based on what we need to actually bring this whole project together. The last thing we want to do whenever we're building something like this, doing a full build out, is we don't want to have to keep jumping around from place to place. So I don't want to have to go to automations and then see, oh, I need to make sure my tags are here. And I don't want to do something like that. I want to be able to have a nice framework to follow when I'm doing this full build out. So that's what we're going to make sure we're able to do now. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the sub account for Base Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And inside of the sub account, you can see it automatically created some example tests for us. I'm honestly getting rid of all of this here. You can see the opportunities here. We have all of these. I'm going to get rid of all of these deals here because I just want to start purely from scratch. A lot of people like to use these as a way to get started with everything. I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like it's easier just to start from scratch and do everything from the beginning. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to dive into the website portion here, and let's start creating this website. Now, Go High Level has blessed us with so many great templates that are actually really solid. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate over to fitness, and I'm going to do this gym services one here because I think this is something that is this looks super cool, super clean. Now, as you can see, this is a little bit of web development, and I talk a lot about this inside of the BizOps Academy. When it comes to designing or building a website, I want to make something super clear. I am not the most design-ish person. I'm not a very artsy person. Like, my pictures were never hung up on the fridge as a kid. but I can build websites. And the reason being is because once you understand how powerful templates are, you're really able to come in here and essentially do plug and play. And that's what we're going to be doing right now, because if I scroll down here, this website is already optimized for what we need. There's a lot of really good areas where we can have call to actions, different things like that, these sign up buttons and things like that. So we can really make this exactly what we need for the Jiu-Jitsu site. With that being said, something I want to make abundantly clear: when you're building a website, if you don't know the intention behind the website, there's no point in building it. A lot of websites, they just are there, they look cool, they have all this information, but there's not really an intention behind it. So with the knowledge of this, sorry, when it comes to the site we're building, the intention behind this site is to bring in new leads for a free trial. Knowing that, we can really make something special with this site, because everything that we're going to be building is based around that one goal: bringing new leads in to a free trial. So let's go ahead and start plugging and playing here. So we have the best jiu-jitsu gym in Lubbock, Texas. Perfect. 20, I think it's 20 plus actually, 20 plus years of experience. Or no, that's not true. It is, yeah, it is, I believe 20. So we're going to do make an appointment. We're going to change this to book your free class. And I have all of the free trial, not free trials. Oh my gosh, I cannot type. Oh my goodness, there we go. I have all of the assets and the text that we're going to be plugging into here already set up, so we're not going to have to use ChatGPT or come up with that on the fly, thankfully. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some of that here. And by the way, ChatGPT for things like this is golden. Is golden. With the right prompting, you can really make something special when it comes to text copy for a website. So we're going to come in here and just implement all of this here. Control-Shift-Z that. There we go. Self-defense. And we're going to just plug and play all of this information. Notice this one here did not change into our bold. There we are. Thank you, thank you. And then I even have the icons all downloaded and set up. Wrong one, so we're going to be setting that up as well. And you can see just how easy it is now that I have all of this text set up. It's essentially plug and play, and we're able to make this really something special. Perfect. There we go. And then we have a all of this already set up. Since we have this already set up, it's going to make things so much easier. Go on head coach, and coach, and we'll go ahead and change all these photos here in just a moment. Follow us on Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and grab the right Instagram here. BJ. There she is. We'll just go ahead and change that button here. And when we're doing external links like this that are not relevant to what we're doing, we always want to make sure that those open up in a new tab, because we don't want to close out the website. For the testimonials, we can just simply go to base BJJ not testimonials. There it is. 101 Google reviews. Some of these are talking about being in town. I like this one here about kiddos. Nice. And then that is from m.mar. Let's go ahead and get rid of that here. Let's just do something like m.mar. And I noticed that is, oh yeah, that's why. Perfect. And then we'll get rid of you, sir. Change that back to brown as well, or black. And then let's go ahead and find another one here. So these are about I was in for work. who's traveling. We want some students that have been there for a while. Training base for several months now. It's one of the best decisions I have ever made. That's a really good one. I like that. Let's see if we have enough room for all of that. We don't want to make it too much. There we go. Are incredibly helpful and supportive in guiding students. Perfect. And that is from Philip Rob. Let's go ahead and make sure that's there. Philip Rob. And this is essentially plug and play. If you've ever used something like WordPress, Elementor, anything along those lines, Wix, Squarespace, it's essentially what GoHighLevel has already built inside of it. So it makes it super, super easy to build these out. Do base jiu-jitsu. Make sure that's up there. Perfect. And then we have, oh, we just had their website pulled up. It's for their contact information. So we're going to plug that in real quickly. And then their hours, they don't really have that set here. So we're going to get rid of that. And I don't see their email, so I'm going to have to pull that from them later down the road. But as of right now, we don't need that here. Address. Get in touch. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic. And we're going to definitely make sure that all of this is set up here as well. And then we'll do call. Boom. We didn't have an email. We don't need that. And then we have the website. And once we pull the domain, it'll be basebjj.com. Believe. Yep. Oh, your basebjj.com. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and now that we have our main page here taken care of in terms of text, let's go ahead and take care of a couple other things here. We don't really need this explore our products page here. We need to definitely put in this here. So we have, for here, we're going to optimize this for what they have to offer. We have kids jiu-jitsu, adults, classes, and competition training. Perfect. And then we'll make sure that all of this text is open. And then here. And then here. And we don't want to make an appointment. However, we want to book your free trial. Let's make sure all of these are set to the same thing here. Perfect. And then watch our video. I do have a video set for this. I just have to go grab it. So CY base BJJ is the best way to stay in shape and learn your skill. Perfect. I do have a video here, although I don't have it right this moment, so we're going to leave this empty for now. So now that we have a solid text here and we have all of our buttons, back to book your free trial. For here, we're not going to do sign up. We'll also do book your free trial as well. Now we can go ahead and start replacing the text or the images, and that's going to make really everything come together. And you're going to see just how easy this is here. So let's go ahead and upload all of the images that we have downloaded here. I need to definitely make sure that those are taken care of. We'll start with the logo here, and let's go ahead and unzip those. So let's go ahead and upload all of our images, which are going to be all of these here. Whoops. Put those babies in here. We'll upload our other ones here and here. And then our other ones here through here. I believe we have our logo as well that we definitely want to upload in there. Perfect. Now we can just simply come in here and plug and play all of this. So let's go to our brand logo here. Let's go ahead and just pull that. Super simple. I don't like how big that just made it. Let's do like 150 and see. Let's try 100. It's still pretty big. There we go. It's a lot more pretty. And let's actually grab our image here. I believe we had a blacked out one. Yep, something like this. Hopefully, yeah, nice. It looks super cool. Then we'll come in and just simply plug and play all of these images because it makes things so much easier than going in and doing all of this manually. I believe we also have our icons that we want to make sure are downloaded as well. So let me go ahead and download those real quickly here from Canva. For asset creation, I literally just use Canva, everything. You don't even need Canva Pro, to be completely honest. You can use just Canva, and it does so well. So I was able to come in here and put in all the images, just download them, add in some simple effects and some text where I needed, like these are kind of have some faded. I desaturated the colors. And then for these ones here, I was just able to come in and add some really simple text here for which is going to be above both of the forms. And let's put these babies in here. Let's go ahead and upload those icon images. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. So let's go ahead and just change up these here. So we have this. Let's do something like this. Or no, that's not the right one for this. Real self-defense is this one. Boom. Builds confidence. That was you. Incredible fitness, which is so true. By the way, if you've never trained jiu-jitsu before, I've been training jiu-jitsu for about 6 years. That's actually how I met Nathan Savage, CEO of Devslopes. We both met at jiu-jitsu, and we have just been with each other ever since. But if you've never tried jiu-jitsu, both Nathan and I will attest that jiu-jitsu is quite literally why we are the way we are. So if you've never tried jiu-jitsu, I highly recommend it because it's amazing. Like the what you get out of it, the connections, the friends you make, everything along those lines is just amazing. I cannot stress that enough. So if you never trained jiu-jitsu before, you're looking to get into shape, make some really awesome connections, learn a really awesome skill, then I highly recommend training jiu-jitsu. Now, with that being said, my little promo there for jiu-jitsu, let's go ahead and finish dressing this up a little bit. So we have that image here. Let's go ahead and add one here. I wanted to use the gi here. Yep, looks super cool. Boom, perfect. And then we're just going to go ahead and make sure all of this is nice and neat. We have Gabe here. Oh, Phil. There we go. And then we'll do Greg's here. It's going to be this gentleman. And I don't actually have one for Brent yet, but I'm going to just grab a random one here as a placeholder. That way I know that I need to update that one here. And then we have these images here for the follow us on Instagram. And these are actually what all of these here were. These were Instagram images. So I'm going to add this one here. That way I don't forget. And we'll just plug and play all of these nice little images. This one needs to definitely be a little bit to the top there. We're going to make sure these fit here. Awesome. And I think I'm missing one or two. And it looks like I don't have enough, so I'll just be sure to go in and grab another one here. I'm just missing one here. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a repeat of, let's just do this one here. Cool, because I don't have enough there, but no worries. So there is our nice little home page, and we just need to replace one more image here. And I think for this one, we're going to do the gi sideways like that because that's super cool. Yep, I love that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I really love already just how this is turning out. This is so much more clean, so much more nice, and we can really, really make this something special. Looks like it don't have these assets here, but we can always go in and add those in later. So for this one here, it looks like I've totally forgot to finish updating the About Us section. So let's go ahead and do that real quickly here. And I actually don't like just how much text is on this anyway. So I'm going to get rid of these headlines, this one, and this one. There we go. Fantastic. That's what I want. Okay, perfect. This came out really, really nice. And that took literally less than 20 minutes to do. That was super, super easy to completely redesign this entire page. Now, granted, the assets were already done for me. I already created those a little bit earlier on. But you can just kind of see how easy it is to really go in and make something like this come to life with very, very little, right? I just need to come in here and throw back on the logo. Once you have those assets created, since I had all of the text ready, the actual creation of this site took literally less than 20 minutes. And this is what is going to be our foundational site for all of what we're going to be doing next, such as lead capture, everything along those lines. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And then we're going to go ahead and just design the appointment page real quickly. And for this, we're just going to use the same assets that we already have. Since it's the appointment page, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. And I actually didn't want to use that one. I wanted to use this one here again, this faded one. And then for this, we're going to do book your free trial. Awesome. I believe it was 20 years there. Testimonials, and then we're going to grab 2 more of these testimonials here. And I think for these we're going to be let's see. Love that. Throw that one here. And that is from, let's see, Bella Soul. And then our next one here, we will do let's see, we're in Lubbock. Love that. I like that these ones are just kind of short and sweet. Kind of want to keep them that way. And then that is from Richard Garcia. So go ahead and update that name there. Perfect. Now we have some nice little testimonials. As you can see, it says you don't have a calendar yet because we haven't set that up yet, but you can see that's where it's going to be. And going back to the main point, we don't want to always be jumping around. So whenever I see I don't have a calendar there, I don't want to be like, oh, let me go create that real quick to add it in, right? We want to break things out. We want to have a framework for how we're doing these full build outs. If you don't have a framework for everything, odds are you're going to miss steps. You're going to get lost too far in the sauce, and you're not going to be able to build everything that you need to be able to build. And that is not helpful for quite literally anyone. Additionally, I don't want to have all of the buttons that say home, page, or home services, all those things here, because I just want to have this be the primary focus of trying to get a free trial booked. Now I'm going to go ahead and save that here. And boom, we have just created the 2 main points for the website. Now, one thing I am not a huge fan of is this menu bar up here. This menu bar, it looks like it just takes me down to sections inside of the actual website. So we're going to tidy this up real quickly because I don't want this to just be like I click on that and it takes me further down on the page. It's cool, I get it, but I don't want it here. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of some of these sections here. We don't need services. We don't need workouts. We just need about, coach. And that one's going to actually be free trial. And that's going to take us to our appointment page. And it's going to open in the same tab. And then we have our contact button. That's literally all we need. And this one's not going to be about, it's going to be home. And that's going to always take us to our home page. Perfect. So we have home, free trial, contact. This is a website with intention. Nothing crazy. It doesn't need to be so convoluted that I'm looking at this and I have no idea what I'm doing. If you create text and you create a page, a home page that covers all of the primary information with really, really good writing, you don't need to have 12 different places to direct to. You just need to have what matters. So we have home page, our free trial page, and our contact page, and that's going to take us everywhere that we need to be. Now, for our next steps, we're actually going to dive in and start creating what we need to actually start linking things together. And that's going to be our forms and our calendars. So we just finished up the website. It took us around 27 to 30 minutes to finish up the website portion. Now we can actually dive in and start creating some of the other things that we're going to need to really bring this project together. So I'm going to go ahead and save that and back out of here. I see we have our home page, our appointment, and our thank you page. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that right now. We might have to go back and create that. I totally did not see that there. Let's go ahead and go back here. I'm just going to rename this to all settings here. Base BJJ website. We don't have the domain selected just yet. That's completely okay. We're going to be fine. And then we're going to go ahead and save that here. Now, before we can go in and actually set up our calendars, we're going to do one other step, and that's going to create and what we're going to be doing is creating a user inside of GoHighLevel. That way we can use all of this to match that specific user. And the user that we're going to be creating is going to be the business owner. So if I go underneath my staff here, underneath the settings, I can go ahead and add a new user, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the business owner's contact information, and I'm just going to use my information for now since I'm going to want to test things. So I'm going to use my junk email here, I'm going to use my phone number, that way I can come in here and just have all of this all in one place. So we're going to go ahead and hit next, and I want to go ahead and give this person access to everything as of right now. By the way, when I go back and change this, the reason I'm changing is because you don't want a business owner to have access to, oh my gosh, all of the automations that you have set up. You don't want him to be able to go in and mess with any of that because odds are he's not knowledgeable in high level like you are, so you don't want him to have access to those things. So I created this user here. This is the user that we're going to be using for our calendars and everything along those lines, primarily because this is going to be the business owner. And before I actually give this to the business owner, I'm going to, of course, want to make sure I update it with the proper email, the proper phone number, and update those permissions 100%. So let's go ahead and go navigate over to our calendars here, and let's start creating the other things we need for our website. So let's go ahead and create this calendar here. This is going to be a class booking, and we're going to call this free trial calendar. There we go. And the team member is going to be for Greg. And we're going to call this base BJJ free trial. And then let's go ahead and make sure that all of this is set to the correct. We have about an hour, and then we're going to do 20. Since this is just a small gym in West Texas, odds are there's not going to be more than 20 people trying to get a free trial on Monday at 8 a.m. or whatnot that might be. So let's go ahead and update these with the appropriate times. I believe we have a 6 a.m. class. Now, I've been training jiu-jitsu for a while. You'll never catch me at a 6 a.m. class at jiu-jitsu. That's insane. So let's go ahead and put this here, base BJJ. Let's go ahead and confirm that booking there. So it's going to create our calendar. We're going to have to go in and update these available times. Here we go. That's what we wanted because for some reason we're not able to do it all inside of just that initial creation page. So we're going to have to do it here. So we have our 6 a.m. class. We have our, I believe it is the 4 p.m. So 4 to 5. oh, whoops, 4 to 5 p.m. And then we have the 5 to 6 p.m. and the 6 to 7 p.m. And these are all of their classes. Perfect. So that is going to be that. So now we're just going to apply this schedule to all of our Monday through Friday here, and we can see all of our specific classes. Meeting duration 1 hour, interval 30 minutes. It's actually there we go, 20 seats per class, and that should be good to go. So let's go ahead and just dress this up just a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of the blue color that it's going to give us, so let's make this a little bit more of like a darkish red here. And then the background, we want to do like a really nice dark gray. Cool, and then let's preview that real quickly and see what we got. Yeah, that looks super nice. Kind of falls in line with the website that we've created. Show seats per slot. We do want people to see that because let's say there is like 12 people on a rare occurrence. Someone's going to see that and be like, oh, I better get one before they run out. So we do want to have just simple, small things like that. So let's go ahead and check our notifications here. Appointment book status unconfirmed. Cancellation, email, text, follow-up. Yep, should be good to go. Perfect. So let's go ahead and save that here. And now we've just created our free trial calendar. So if we go back to our calendar here, we can see our free trial calendar here. And if I go and back one more here, I can see that our calendar is now here on the calendar page, and we can check out our free trial calendar here. And there's nothing booked right now because no one has booked that calendar. So the next thing that we're going to set up is our forms. And we're going to need these forms because how else are we going to collect the data that we need? So let's go ahead and go to our form builder. We're seeing we have a lot of nice form features that we can have here, but we're going to go ahead and hit create new, and we're going to create a brand new form. And the first one we're going to create is a simple contact us, learn more form. And I don't actually want to use this one. I want to use a template. What's funny is it lets me do this not here, and whenever I go back, there we go. Now if I hit add form, now it's from templates. That's hilarious. Okay, so I come here, new form. Let's just type in fitness. Oh no, here's one I like, the gym lead generator. So let's go ahead and continue with this one here. It's going to add that template for us. Okay. Refresh the page. There we are. Awesome, awesome. And now I can get rid of this one here. You have been a thorn in my side for far too long. Perfect. Now let's open this baby up, and heck yeah, this is what we want to see. Now we can start editing all of this fun stuff here. So let's go ahead and first get rid of that background image here at the top here. Boom, and let's throw in our new one. What's funny is, there we go. And then we'll go ahead and grab our contact us form, because that's what this one is going to be. This is going to be our contact us form. Contact us. And then we're going to do opt-in. Contact us form. Perfect. And now we're just going to make sure that we input this with all the data we need to correct. So number one, first and last name definitely need to be required fields. Email required, phone required, date of birth is going to be required. What is your gender is required. And then we have preferred contact method. We don't really need that. What are your primary fitness goals? Let's go ahead and put down which ones I have here. So we have lose weight, which is actually one that I wanted here. We had, let's see, competition. Or no, it was new skill. petition. Oh my gosh, cannot type. And then we had, am I crazy? Or does it keep doing that? There we go. I want this one. I definitely did not spell that right. Self-defense, perfect. Now, let's go ahead and move this one back up here. And then we have this one here. Do you have any specific challenges? That's what we definitely want there. Are you interested in any specific type of membership? So this one here, we have individual, family, and we're gonna change this one here to adult, kids, and family. Perfect. Get rid of that one there. And then what is your preferred membership duration? We don't want to worry about that one here. Have you ever been to a gym before? Have you ever been a member of a gym before? We wanted to keep that one, and we want to say, if yes, please share your belt level. Oh, whoops, there we are. And then what type of workouts do you enjoy? Don't need to worry about this one. Interested in personal training, don't need to worry about this one. And how did you hear about us? Perfect. Now that is a lot better of a form, and it's a little bit more optimized for what we're actually looking for our jiu-jitsu gym. So let's go ahead and save that opt-in form, and let's create our second form for the free trial booking. And this is essentially going to be a duplicate of this, but the way that we're going to be using the form is going to be different. So we want to track that form separately. So let's just go ahead and click on the three dots here, duplicate that one, and then we're going to change the name to opt-in free trial. That way we can track this separately from the contact us button. Okay, so now that we have that set up here, the only thing that we're going to change is just going to be this top banner here. So let's go ahead and throw in our background image, get rid of this one, and throw in our other one, which I believe is right here. Book your free trial class. Awesome. So now we're going to throw that baby in there, and perfect. That looks just how we want it. Go ahead and save that, and our forms are now created. And again, with templates, that made things 10 times easier, because the last thing I want to do is come in here and try and build this all from scratch. Like I said, my pictures were not magnetized to the fridge at my old house. So now let's go ahead and go back to our website and just finish everything up and link everything there together. So we'll go to our website here, and then we're going to go ahead and open back up our Jiu-Jitsu gym, our home page, and let's first link in the contact us button to the form. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm actually going to duplicate this here and have two high-level tabs opened up. Now all we have to do is simply come in here and make sure that the pop-up is selected, and GoHighLevel makes this super easy because on the top left-hand side we have pop-up settings here. And then we have this nice little box here that we can go ahead and come in, add a row, and then we're just going to add another element here, and we're just going to grab the form element. And hey, we can choose which form we want. We're going to do the contact us form, and bada bing, bada boom, it just popped up the contact us form. And then on the right hand side we get some settings here. The redirect action, we want to use whatever action is inside of the form builder whenever you hit submit form. And then underneath advanced, there is something that is very, very important here. So if I close this out and I click on pop-up settings and I go to advanced, you can see the CSS selector is this little hashtag HL_main_ pop-up. We're going to copy that real quickly because we're going to do something a little finicky here. Let's go over to the contact button, because right now if I click on that, it's going to take me to the very bottom of the website. So we're just going to paste that section here and then go ahead and hit submit. And then let's go ahead and save our settings. And now whenever we go ahead and go into our website, if I hit contact, it's going to pull up our contact us form, and now we can submit that form. Let's go ahead and close out of that there. And now let's make sure we have our free trial set up here. So we're going to go ahead and come into free trial. Make sure that page is set to go to page, and it's set to our appointment page. And then let's go ahead and save our settings here. And let's check out our appointment page. And then let's go ahead and integrate our calendar with our free trial calendar. Perfect. And now our calendar is inside, and you can see here I have the times, and it looks super nice and neat. Now there's one other thing that we have to do with this calendar before we wrap things up, but this is all pretty much we needed to do for the actual website itself. So I'm going to go ahead and save the changes here, and I'm going to go back, and we're going to go back into our calendar, and we're just going to make sure that since that now we have created our appropriate forms, whenever we go underneath forms and payment here on our calendar settings, we want to make sure that the form that's selected is our opt-in free trial form. Now, reason being is because once we save this here and we actually open this up on our main website, so let's go ahead and check that out real quickly and just see everything that we've made so far. Boom. So if I open up our website here, we see everything is donezo the way it needs to be. If I click contact, it pulls up our contact us form. If I click on the free trial, it takes us to our appointments here where I can book my free trial. And now since we go ahead and integrated that form with the appropriate calendar, when I click on a slot here, it gives me the form that I need to fill out for the free trial form. And this is totally cool. So we are on the right track. Now, our website is done. This is good to go. The forms are all put into place. Now we just need to make sure that everything is ready for our actual CRM on what's happening on the back end of everything. So first thing, let's go ahead and try this out real quick. So we're going to go ahead and book a class for Monday at 6 a.m. because we're just an early getter. And we're going to go ahead and put in some dummy information. We'll do Bob Mills. We'll just enter some email, bob@mills.com, and then we'll do just a random phone number here, and then we're just going to do a date of birth, male, and then he wants to learn for self-defense and competition. No limitations. Is interested in adult membership. And has not been a member of a gym before. We're going to hit agree. We're going to schedule that. Perfect. Now, since we have that scheduled, if we go ahead and take a look at our actual CRM, if we look inside of our calendars here, and we go ahead and take a look at for the month, we can see our class booking was here for the free trial. And if I go underneath our contacts, we can see our first dummy contact here, Bob Mills, with the information that we put. If we open that up, we can see all of that information underneath additional info. Perfect. And then lastly, if we open up our opportunities, there's nothing here. And that's because we need to set this up. And before we set this up to link in with our forms and everything along those lines, we need to make sure that our opportunities dashboard and our pipeline is what we want it to say. So right now we can see all of these stages here is not what we're looking for. These are not the stages that we want. So let's go ahead and adjust this real quickly. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go underneath pipelines here, and we're going to go ahead and adjust this here. We're going to call this our sales pipeline. And then we're going to have, we already have a few in here. We have new lead, and then we have, let's pull up our Excalibur. Trial booked, no show, follow-up, attended, and new student. So trial booked. We have no show. We have follow-up. And we have new student. Or no, attended. And then we have new student. Perfect. And all of this is good to go. So we're going to go ahead and save that there. And then we want to make sure that that is reflecting on our opportunities page. And yes, we see our sales pipeline, new lead, trial book, no show, follow-up, attended, and then new student. Awesome. Now let's do some configuration with our tags, because there's a few tags that we're going to want to have set up based on what's going to be happening when someone submits a form. So if someone submits the free trial form, we want to make sure they're equipped with a free trial tag. That way we can track them later on down the road. Same thing with the new lead post opt-in form with the contact us. So let's go ahead and just go underneath our settings and let's create a few custom tags here that we're going to need for this project. So number one is going to be free trial. Create that one. And then the other one is going to be our contact us, or let's see, contact form. Perfect. And then the other one that we're going to need is student. So whenever someone becomes a student, we want to make sure they have the student tag. That way, if we have to send them like automated emails and texts and stuff like that, we want to only send it to students. We have the tag added. And we can get really crazy with this. As we're building this out, we might find that we need some more of these. But right now, this is a really good starting point for just what we're going to be doing here in a moment. And understand, I know at the beginning I said when it comes to building these things out, you don't want to have to jump back and forth. Custom properties, custom fields, and tags are a little bit more separate than that because you're always going to find new needs for that. So don't expect to know a list of all of those all in one place. It is a good idea to have in mind kind of the first few that you're going to be needing when you're doing a full build out, but ultimately you're going to have to keep coming back in here and creating new tags, new fields based on what you need. So let's go ahead and go into our opportunities dashboard here. And you can see if we add an opportunity, we'd have to do this manually. We can put in Bob Mills. We can put in their value of $125 potentially. We can make sure that they're set in the new lead stage. They're set to open, and we can assign them to ourselves manually. And we can create all of that manually. And believe it or not, this is where most businesses stop when it comes to working with CRMs, is they're doing all of this stuff manually. And that can get really tedious, really fast, and it's easy for things to fall through the cracks. It's no better than having just a glorified spreadsheet. That's essentially what this is right now by itself. And so the next thing that we're going to be doing is setting up a plethora of automations to be really making this a second brain running on its own without so much manual intervention. Because the less manual intervention you have, the more the business owner, the client can focus on what they need to focus on. So I can see I added this one manually here. It's Bob Mills. It's great. It's going to work. That's fine. But we don't want to have to do this manually every time because I'm not going to trust that Greg Hernandez is going to come in here and manually add these opportunities into the opportunities dashboard. And this is very important things that we need to be keeping track of because once we go in and set up our dashboard here, we want to be able to see all of our opportunities, where they are in the funnel. And if we don't have this accurate information set up and it's not doing it manually, it's really easy for things to fall into the cracks. So we want to make sure that we have all of this set up. So first automation, opportunity. We want to create the opportunity automatically. We don't want to have to do that every time someone submits a form. So let's go ahead and go into our automation tab here. We have our workflows, and this is pretty much a bunch of if-then statements. So if this happens, then this happens. That is automations and workflows as a whole at the most simplest level. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but if you look at it from a really simple perspective, it's just a bunch of if-then statements. So what we're going to set up now is we're going to set up a new workflow here. We're going to start from scratch. And we are going to call this one here opt-in opportunity created. And just do that. And then for our trigger, we're going to set this trigger up as a form submission. And we're going to use two triggers. The first one is going to be under our filter, we'll do form is our free trial. So if they fill out this free trial one, and then we're going to save that there. And our second one is going to be our contact us. And so regardless which form they add, if we had a bunch of different forms, we can add all of these new triggers out to here, but we only have 2 for right now. So once that happens, then we can go ahead and, or actually we're going to change this title here to website opt-in, because now thinking later down the road, if we do have somewhere else, we want that to be diversified. So for our action, we're going to simply come into opportunity, and we're going to create a new opportunity. And if we save that here, we'll make sure it's in the appropriate pipeline, and we're going to make sure that the pipeline stage is set to new lead. And we're going to make sure that the opportunity value is set to $125 based on what the actual membership cost is. Now, if this was different and the kids form, or if you're filling out a form for a kid, it's $100, and if you're filling out one for an adult, it's $125, then we would just do separate paths. But since it is the same price, we can just set this to $125. And at a glance, this automation is essentially done, right? I can look at this, I can say, okay, regardless, if I submit the form, it's going to create an opportunity, and that's going to be put into new lead. But there is something that we want to keep in mind, and that's this. We see that we have our form for the contact us, we see we have our form for the free trial, but both those opportunities are going to get created in the new leads pipeline. However, we have a pipeline stage called trial booked. And so if someone goes in through the free trial, they don't need to be put in as new lead. They need to be put in underneath trial booked. So let's go ahead and make this automation just a little bit more complicated and separate this out with some paths. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of our create opportunity action here. And then we're going to do an if else. So if the workflow trigger is form submitted, and we'll change this one, and we'll change this name here, form submitted contact, save, and this one form submitted trial. Perfect. Now we can do it. If else, I just didn't want to have to get these two backwards. So if the workflow trigger is the contact form submitted, or if the workflow trigger is the trial submitted, then we can make it do certain things. So if it is the form submitted contact, then we can create the opportunity and make sure that that is set into the new lead stage. Or if it's set to the trial form, then we can create a different opportunity and have it set inside of the trial book stage. So there's one other thing that we're going to do now we're going to add the appropriate tags to our opportunities and our contacts. So we're just going to come in here and add a contact tag, and we're going to set that one to contact form. And then we're going to set this one here to a add contact tag, free trial contact tag. So now once I save this, I can look at this at a glance and know exactly what's going on. We can see form, whether it's the contact or the trial is submitted, it's going to separate. If it is sent to a contact form, then we're going to create the opportunity and put that in the new lead stage, and then we're going to add the contact tag. Then if it's set to the trial form, we are going to add them into the trial book stage and add the free trial tag to them. Go underneath our create opportunity here, and we're going to fill the opportunity value here and set it to 125. Come here, go to opportunity value, set to 125. We'll save that, and perfect. So now anytime someone submits a trial form in the trial tag, anytime someone submits a trial form, they're going to be in the trial book stage, and they're going to have the trial tag. And that's going to help us for tracking for our next automations to come. We can do things based on those individual tags themselves. So let's go ahead and test this baby out. So I come in here, I am underneath here, we're going to do, let's just do Matthew, Sanders, yeah, for sure. And then we'll do Matt at Sanders.com. Just do a random phone number, date of birth is February 1988. And this person wants to lose weight and compete. No specific limitations. They're interested in a kids membership. They have not been a member of a gym before. Let's go ahead and schedule. Any day now. Oh, whoops. Forgot to set the gender. There we go. Awesome. So now if we go ahead and go back to our contacts, we should see Matthew Sanders. And oh, look at that. We see the tag that was added to them. And let's check our opportunities. And perfect. Matthew Sanders is underneath the trial booked. Now, obviously, this one would be under here, but remember we created this one manually. Awesome, and that is our first automation. As you can see, these can get way more complex. We can do a lot of different things within automations. The trick for automations when you're first starting out is simplicity. I should be able to look at this, know exactly what's going on, and then create a different automation to do a different thing. Automations with one goal is typically how you want to set them up. And this is one goal is of creating the opportunity with the appropriate tags. Now that that's created, we can go ahead and take a look at what we need to do next. So we know that once the contact is created, that the class is also on the calendar. Now there's two things that need to happen. A notification needs to be sent to the contact for the free trial class, and a notification needs to be sent to the business owner, aka Greg, inside of HighLevel. So let's go ahead and set this baby up. So first thing that we're going to do is create another workflow here, start it from scratch, and we're going to do free trial booking notifications. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and set that trigger to our calendar. Oh, it's appointment. Sorry, appointment. Customer booked appointment, and we're going to make sure that filter is set in the appropriate calendar, our free trial calendar. Now, we could have also done this based on form submitted, and we could have built that other automation with this exact same thing, but we don't want to do that in all separate automations, like I said. So we're going to do it here based on the booking an appointment of the calendar. So if it shows up in the calendar, then this person is going to get the text. And that is going to be done super simple by send SMS. And that SMS is going to go straight to the contact. Now we're just going to do a super simple SMS text that will go to our potential contact. So we're going to go here, thanks for signing up for your free Jiu-Jitsu trial class. And then we're going to go ahead and make this the contact name, first name. We're pumped to have you. Get ready for a fun, high-energy session. We'll send a reminder before class starts. And we can build this out a little bit more. I just use ChatGPT to make this for simplicity. So it's going to send a message for the actual customer appointment. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and add a internal notification for our notification here for our user inside of the HighLevel system. So this can be a new potential customer trial or free trial. And then it's going to be an internal notification inside of HighLevel. We can also make it a text if we wanted to, but we're just going to use this here. And we can say something like new potential customer or new free trial booked. And then we can just have it set to the contact full name. Perfect. And then that's going to redirect you to the opportunity. And that's going to be sent to Greg. So now, anytime someone books a free trial appointment, those people who booked it are going to get a text message, and they're going to get an internal notification and the business owner is going to get an internal notification inside of HighLevel. Now we can, instead of making that an internal notification, we can also make it an SMS, anything along those lines. But we want to just do something super simple, so we're going to keep it inside of HighLevel. That way, anytime they open up HighLevel, they'll see, hey, got someone who booked a new trial. So we're going to go ahead and publish and save that. And then we can even build this out even further if we like, and we can do all of our reminder, text, everything along those lines inside of this automation as well. And for this one, that's exactly what we're going to do. So after it sent that internal notification, now we're going to want to do a wait step. And we're going to want to wait until about 3 hours before the appointment starts. And then we're going to send another text. And that text message is going to say something like this. Hey, just a quick reminder, your free jiu-jitsu trial class starts in 3 hours. We're excited to have you on the mats. Let us know if you have any questions before you arrive. And then we're going to set this to the contact first name. And then we're going to save that. And then we're going to wait again because we want this person to show up. And we're going to wait until about 30 minutes before the appointment time. And we're going to shoot them another text. And this is going to say, hey, your free trials class starts here in about 30 minutes. Show up or show out. And then we can go ahead and save that here. And now all of our reminder notifications are set for the trial. So we have our booking notifications / reminders. It's important when you're labeling these automations to be sure to have everything here set in stone. And I'm actually going to go ahead and wait, and then it's going to be reminders. And then now I know everything after this is going to be reminders here. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and boom, now we have our reminders automation and our internal notifications for a free trial set up. Now let's do the exact same thing for our form submission for an internal notification when someone hits that contact us form. And maybe for this, we want to do a little bit something more specific, because maybe for the contact us, we want to notify the user, hey, this person needs to learn some more information. It might be a good idea to maybe actually send them an SMS text, whereas for the free trial, we just want to notify the user here inside of HighLevel, inside of GoHighLevel, since this is automatically done for them. They already booked the free trial. So we're going to go ahead and create a new workflow here. Again, start from scratch. And we're going to do this one based on the form submitted. And we'll make sure that that is set to the contact us form, just like we did in our first automation. And then we're going to send a internal notification, and we're going to do a SMS to our Greg Hernandez here, and this is going to say something like, let's actually use ChatGPT for this. So we can do something like here. Oh, whoops, that is not the one. Perfect. New lead alert, and then we can set something up. The full name. So if they learn more form, reach out to soon. Follow up to get them scheduled, and then maybe we even want to put our contact's phone number here as well. That way they have an easy way to just simply book that call. So now we can do, for this automation, it's going to be new lead contact form, and we can do new lead tasks, or new lead notification contact form. Perfect. Now we know that once this new lead form, we'll do contact us form, is submitted, then it's going to send a notification to our business owner with that person's phone number, letting them know, hey, a new lead just filled out the learn more form. Reach out to them as soon as possible and get them scheduled for a trial class. And then we can also do something really, really cool, is after it gets them scheduled, or after it sends them the notification, we can find that created opportunity. And then once it finds that created opportunity, it can add a task to it. And that task can be something like, say something like, reach out to book trial class. And then for here, we can have it something just like how we had set up. And we can set up an automation like this. So now, anytime someone submits the contact us form, the user of GoHighLevel, the business owner, is going to get that notification, and then it's going to find that opportunity. It's going to find the opportunity that was just created under new lead, and then it's going to add a task to that opportunity to reach out to help book them a trial class. And then it's going to say, hey, so-and-so just filled that out. Make sure it needs to get done, and it needs to be done within 2 days. So if this was for example, let's say the Jiu-Jitsu gym has a receptionist, we could add them into HighLevel as a different user, and then we can add that to the assigned user there. So we're going to go ahead and save that, and if the opportunity is not found, which odds are that's not going to happen, because if you fill out this form, it's going to create an opportunity, then nothing is going to happen. It's not going to add any task. So let's go ahead and publish this and hit save. And perfect. Now we just knocked out 2 of our automations that we need to set up here. We knocked out our notification to the contact and our notification to the business owner. So now we need to worry about our reminder notifications, which, nope, we actually did already just set those up. My bad. Now we need to worry about what happens if the person no-shows, what happens if the person attended. And for that, we are going to be setting up a handful of other automations to set this up. So now for this automation, we're going to make sure that if someone no-shows here, they get put through the re-engagement workflow, which is going to give them kind of like post-class follow-up. It's going to give them a 2-day follow-up, a 7-day follow-up, and a 1-month follow-up. Actually, we'll probably just do the 3-day and a 1-month. So let's go ahead and get this baby knocked out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go back and create a new workflow here. There we go. Whoa. Hello there. There we go. So let's go ahead and set up this here. This is going to trigger every time that an actual stage is changed, and it's going to be filtered by our pipeline in the sales pipeline, and it has to be inside of the no-show stage. So if we look at our pipeline here, every time that someone like Bob Mills here is booked into no-show, that is going to update that is going to be the trigger for our automation. So let's go ahead and save that trigger. Let's go ahead and title this no-show follow-up workflow. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and add an action here. And what this is going to do is right whenever they are sent, or right whenever they are put into the no-show column, we want to go ahead and send them an automated message. And let's pull up our chat GPT here that we have already. These messages are already set up. We'll have our first one here. It's going to be here it is, this one here. So it's going to say something like, hey, we missed you at class today. No worries, life happens. Let us know if you would like to reschedule your free trial. We'd still love to have you on the mat. That's going to be their contact first name there. And then we're just going to add a few other things here, because that's going to take the message and message the most recent pipeline stage change contact. And if they haven't been moved into follow-up, or if they haven't rebooked their if they have not been moved out of no-show and they're still inside of no-show, then we're going to make sure that if the opportunity pipeline stage is still inside of no-show, then we are going to do something, and if it's not inside, then not going to do anything. So if it is still inside of pipeline no-show, then we're going to send them another text, and it's going to say something like, hey, just checking in, we haven't seen you since your sorry, it's this one here. Oh my gosh, there we go. Hey, we noticed you didn't make it to your free trial class. No worries, if you're still interested, be happy to reschedule and get you on the ground running. So that's going to be contact first name. Perfect. So now after 3 days, they're going to get another message saying, hey, we have not seen you. And then we're going to wait even longer. We're going to wait another 4 days, because that'll be a week. Or no, it's 6 days for a week, because we have 2 days. We're going to wait 6 days. And after 6, I cannot math, it's 5 days. Oh my gosh. After 5 days, if they still are inside of no-show, then we're going to go ahead and move them over to our follow-up sequence, which is going to be here. So So now, if we look at this automation right now, once someone is moved into no-show, they're going to get an automated text. Then it's going to wait 2 days, and then if they are still inside that no-show bucket, they're going to get another message there. And then we're going to wait 5 more days, and if they're still inside of that no-show bucket, then we are going to update that to the follow-up sequence, and we can go ahead and actually I'm going to change these days to 3 days and 4 days because it just seems a little bit more of a better time there. Perfect. So pretty much after about a week, if they still no-showed and they haven't rescheduled or anything along those lines, we can shoot them we can move them over to follow-up, and then underneath follow-up is when we can get them into maybe some long-term nurturing plans to try and re-engage them and get them back inside of our pipeline stages for booking the trial and attending that trial. Now there's a handful of other things that we can do here. So let's just say we wanted to, for the SMS, we actually wanted to include the link to book another trial. Feel free to schedule your trial here. And this can kind of be like another way to kind of get them just to book that trial. All we have to do is go underneath our calendars and grab our calendar share link. And we can grab a scheduling link. And then we can paste that here. Boom, look at that. And then now they'd be able to click on that link and reschedule their free trial. And then once they open that up, they're going to have to re-put in all of that information, and that form will be submitted. And thankfully, since there's already an opportunity created, it's not going to duplicate the opportunity, which is going to be really, really helpful for us. It's just going to put them through the appropriate workflows, such as our reminder workflow. Perfect. And now we have created our long-term no-show follow-up sequence here. So if we look at our Scala draw here, that's going to be our re-engagement workflow. And then after their post-class follow-up, they're going to get a message that says, hey, we missed you. And then after 3 days, they're going to get another one. And then after 4 days, they're going to get another one. And I'm going to go ahead and just adjust this here inside of our text here. To follow up. Three-day message. And then after 7 days, they're going to be moved into the follow-up sequence. And then, as you can see, we can really dress up our now new created follow-up process. If I could spell. So now our follow-up stage inside of our opportunities pipeline can be its very own workflow. So anytime that someone is moved into follow-up, which is going to happen after 7 days of no-showing an appointment, they are going to be receiving our no-show or our follow-up sequence. And we can set that up in our automations right now. So we're going to go ahead and start from scratch here. And then we're going to do kind of the exact same thing. We're going to do pipeline stage change. And that's going to be inside of our sales pipeline underneath pipeline stage, follow-up. So now anytime an opportunity is moved into the follow-up stage, now we can make some really, really fun things happening. And for this, we can maybe send them some automated emails. It's going to be from our, let's just do from base BJJ, because I don't actually have the email with this set up just yet. but we're just going to use my email right now. Cool. And that's going to say your path to jiu-jitsu starts now. And we can have some really cool emails that go out. We can create some really awesome templates in order to send out these emails to nurture these as kind of like a more long-term follow-up to try and re-engage them back into our pipeline stages. So for right now, I'm just going to leave this at here because we're going to have to go in and create some of these templates. So for right now, I'm just going to save this here and I'm going to title this, let's see, we'll title this, whoops, long-term follow-up workflow. There we go. And we'll save that. We'll leave it drafted right now because we're going to have to create our templates in order to make that actually come to life. And if I'm not perfect, now all of our automations are now set up in the right place. So we're going to come back to our long-term follow-up because that's whenever we're going to get into more of the templates. And like I said, we don't want to dive into something head first without having all the resources we need for that. We don't want to keep having to jump back and forth. So we'll put together those templates whenever we do our text templates and our email templates. But you get the gist. We can easily come in here and make this more of like a long-term follow-up sequence where they're getting maybe like a cool video with jiu-jitsu. Maybe they're getting some notifications about like promotions that we're running, different things like that. So now let's look back at our Excalibur here and we can see what happens if someone attended a class. So what happens if someone attended their free trial? Well, if they attended their free trial, then we're going to put them through their student sign up workflow. And this is going to be based on, again, stage changes. So if Matthew Sanders is moved into the attended stage here, then we can make some really, really cool things happen. And before we do that, we want to make sure we have everything up and running. Like I said, this is going to be a full build out. So all of our products are going to be inside of GoHighLevel as well. So let's go ahead and set up those products before we move into the attended and new student workflow. So we're going to navigate to under payments here and we're going to go hover underneath the product section. And underneath products, see we have nothing here yet. So we're going to go ahead and create one and we're going to go ahead and get this started. So for this one, we're going to do adult membership or adult individual membership. And we don't have an image for this just yet. So we're going to go ahead and hit no taxes to be added. It's going to be a recurring fee of $125 per month. And they do have a setup fee of $50 to purchase all of their gis, rash guards, or whatever that may be. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down here. Just make sure everything's okay. Additional options, no worries here. We're good. Go ahead and hit save. And boom. So we just had a new product added. So if we go ahead and go back here, we can see our adult individual membership. We're also going to create another one for a kids individual membership. And that's also going to be $125. It's going to be recurring. It's going to be a billing period, and the setup fee is going to be also $50. And we can save that here. And we can go back and we can see both of our products here. Now, if I was to go in and enroll anyone into this product or subscription, I can easily just go underneath subscriptions here. And let's say I wanted to add Bob Mills into this subscription. I wanted to start that on the 12th. I can add them into their individual membership, and the amount due is going to be this here. And we don't have our Stripe account integrated with this just yet, but you can see I can schedule that. And obviously it's not going to do it because we don't have Stripe account set up. But once we do that, it will be able to add them to that subscription. And that's how simple it would be for someone to come in here and add them to a Jiu-Jitsu membership. Now, we can do payments online. We 100% can do payments online. For this particular video, we're not going to set up a payment portal, but you can 100% go in, set up a form that has a purchase page to it. You can set up payment links just like this that can be sent out after someone comes in and attends the free trial. We can set up an automation to where if they're moved into the attended bucket, they can be sent a payment portal just like this. So if I was the gym owner, I could come in here to the subscription here and I could easily click on add subscription. And let's say, you know, Matthew attended his free trial and he's moved into the attended bucket and he's standing there with me at the gym and he's like, I want to sign up today. I have all my card information. I'm ready to go. I could easily, the business owner could easily just come in here and go ahead and add in his name, Matthew Sanders. He's already going to have all of his contact information. He can select that start date. Let's say he wants it to start today. On May 9th, he can go in and add the individual membership. It's going to show amount due. And obviously, we don't have the Stripe account set up for this just yet. And we're probably not going to be able to set that up on this video since it is dealing with sensitive data as this is a real client. But you can see how you would be able to come in here and schedule that up. And obviously, if I hit schedule, it's not going to add anyone to that membership. But you see and get the gist. He could do this easily if someone was there inside of the gym. But let's say Matthew Sanders, he leaves the trial class and we want to hit him with a discounted rate to try and get him to sign up. Like he didn't sign up right there at the gym, but we want to try and get him to sign up. We can hit him with an automated text that can send him a discounted rate. And if you look at high level here, we have these payment links that we can set up here. So we can create links for an individual product that someone could click on and set up, and we can allow coupon codes to send them the coupon, everything along those lines. That way we can automate this and shoot this out in a text so that someone could sign up for their Jiu-Jitsu subscription easily and automatically without the user or the business owner having to do anything. So let's go ahead and first set up our coupon code, because I believe in our Excalibur here, if they are moved into the attended bucket, we want to make sure that they are given a discounted rate off of their first month, and then it'll push them to sign up for the subscription. So we'll go underneath our coupons here and let's create a coupon, and we're going to call this first month promo, and then the code is going to be sign up. And then that coupon type is going to be a percentage, and let's say that we want to offer 25% or 20% off of the oh my gosh, we want to offer 20% off of the membership. So we put the start date to here, and we're not going to put any end time because we want this to allow to be used forever, but we only want to limit that use, one use per customer, because we don't want someone to go in here and keep using this coupon every time they go in, because they can find some loopholes, and people just are smart. So we created that coupon there. That's going to be what we use for our payment link. So we know that, hey, whenever we send this automated text, we want to shoot them out the sign up code, and then we want to also send them the payment link to help create that. So let's create our payment links real quickly. And this is going to be for number one, the adult membership. And we'll do allow coupon codes. And then the call to action is going to be pay. And then it's going to be powered by Brace Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And we are going to set that to test payments as of right now. And we're going to call this link adult membership payment link. Sweet. Now if we go back here, we see our new link here, and hey, we have a nice little URL. So if I paste that into the search bar here, it's going to pull it up here, and obviously it's going to say error in making payment, no payment for provided files. Like I said, we don't have Stripe set up. We're not going to set that up on this video, but we're going to create another one here. That's going to be for our kids membership. We'll allow a coupon code there, and then we're going to call this kids. What did I just call this one? I just had the name for it. Adult membership payment link. That's what I thought. Okay. That's not what I thought. Kids membership payment link. There we go. And then we have our coupon codes. We allow coupons. And yep, perfect. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. And this is also really beneficial because we can set up a template text message. So if someone's texting the account and they're like, hey, I'm looking to sign up, and it's like 5-10 days down the line or something like that, and they didn't do it through any of the automations, we can just easily copy this link into our template text and send it to people. And that's what we're going to get into here in just a moment. But we're going to go ahead and save this here. And now we have our kids membership payment link and our adults membership payment link. Now we have everything that we need to make this automation come together. We have our products. We know how to do manual subscriptions. We have our payment link set up. Now we just need to go ahead and automate this process per our Excalibur draw here. So if someone attends their free trial class, they're going to get a text discounting them the 1 month rate. And then they are going to be pushed after that if they do sign up to the regular sign up. And then we have to do something if they're unresponsive. So if they're unresponsive, we want to put them through a re-engagement workflow again. So what we can go ahead and do is go to our automations here. Go ahead and create a new one from scratch. And this is going to be titled Free Trial Attendance or Attended Promo. Cool. And for the trigger, this is going to be another pipeline stage change. And it is going to be based on whether or not someone has attended the free trial. So if they're moved into the attended stage. Save that. And then once they're moved in there, we don't want to do it right off the gate. Because let's say the class just ended. I go in there and I move him over to attended real quickly. We don't want to send him the text right then and there while he's still inside of the building. We want to give it a little bit. So we're going to wait about 30, or let's wait an hour. We're going to wait about an hour. And we are going to send a text message that says, help me, we're going to use ChatGPT, help me write, I'm using the same thread that I've used for everything else. So help me write a SMS message for when a prospect attends their jiu-jitsu class and are offered a free promo. I know that sounds like vague prompting. I promise it's because I've already prompted this at the beginning. There we go. So we have our name here, and I do not know why this now it just makes it look like I lied. I do not know why it said a free week uniform discount because I told it what we're going to be doing. So we're going to throw in our name here. And you up with our promo code for 25 or 20% off your first month. Let us know if you are ready to take the next step. We'd love to have you join the team. Code, and that was sign up. Feel free to sign up here. And we can definitely make that sound a lot better, but we're going to grab our payment link. Got to refresh because it didn't pull them both up. Our adult payment link here. Boom. And perfect. Now we have it set to where once they are moved into the attendance stage, it's going to wait and then it will send them that automated. And that's going to send that message. But we have an issue. And that issue is our message is for adults. But what if the person that was moved into attended put in the form that they were interested in the kids membership? We need to send those two separate links. We are going to use yet again our if-then statement, and we are going to come in here and select our contact details, and we're going to make sure that we pull that custom field that we have set up. Are you interested in a specific type of membership? Is that the adult? And then we're going to do the same thing. Contact details, specific membership, or is that the kids? And we don't have anything set up for family right now. That's going to be something that I'll set up outside of this video just to get you guys an understanding of what we're doing. We would just simply create another product, label it family, things like that. So gonna go ahead and save that there. Now it's going to be set up. So RU includes adult or does it include kids? So we can just simply copy this action and paste it here, and then we can just adjust our text message for if they were interested in their kids sign up. So we're going to go ahead and paste in our code there. And then we now, let me use ChatGPT now for a kids class. There we go. If your child loved their jiu-jitsu class today, it's awesome having you on Mets. Let me know if you have any questions or want to talk about an episode. Oh, whoops. Mention the promo. I did not say that right. There we go. 20% off your first month. Let us know if you have any questions about training in the future. Code sign up. Feel free to sign up here. And now it is optimized for the child text. And if none of those conditions are met, or if the family one, we could add in another branch for the family one, and they get an even bigger discount. So they're going to go ahead and publish and save that. And if we look at this at a glance, now we know when the pipeline changed to attended, then it's going to wait an hour, and it's going to send them an automated text to try and get them to sign up with 20% off their first month if they're interested in the kids membership or the adults membership. And that is a wrap for that automation there. So now what we're going to do is set up what happens if someone does not, they went to the attended, but they did not pay for the class. And additionally, we want to set up something to where if they did attend and did pay for the class, and they are put underneath the student and added to the new student stage inside of our pipeline. So let's go ahead and set these up here. So what we're going to be setting up, if we go to opportunities dashboard, anytime someone makes the purchase for the subscription, they're going to be moved over to new student. And that is going to be from attended. So they attended their free trial, but now we want to make sure that once they are a new student, they are added into the new student stage and given the new student tag. And that way we can go ahead and keep them separate from everyone else. And then additionally, if someone attended the free trial class, but they have not become a new student in, say, 7 days, we want to put them right back into our re-engagement workflow. So for the re-engagement workflow, we're actually going to do that with the long-term follow-up that we have yet to set up. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new workflow here, and we're going to go ahead and do trial attended, and we'll do re-engagement. There we go. And for that trigger, we're going to do yet another pipeline stage change. And we're going to set this to our pipeline, sales pipeline. And we're going to make the pipeline stage the attended. So when someone is moved into the attended stage, then we are going to wait 7 days. So if they're inside there for 7 days, we're going to do an if-else statement. So if they're inside of the attended stage for 7 days, then we're going to make sure that they are added into the follow-up sequence. So if they're inside of attended, go, then we are going to update that opportunity and move them into the follow-up. Where am I at here? Oh, pipeline, that's right. Sales pipeline, boom, pipeline stage, follow-up. Perfect, we'll save that. So we're gonna update them to the follow-up stage, and we're going to add a tag. Oh, that's right, it's not here. So we're gonna add them to the follow-up stage, and then we're going to make sure to add a contact tag, and that's going to be the follow-up contact tag. So we'll go ahead and save that here. And then if they're moved out of the stage, then we don't have to worry about doing that. So now, if someone is inside the attended, but they're not a new student yet, it's going to wait 7 days. And then if they're still inside of that stage, then it's going to move them over to follow-up for some long-term follow-up automations. And you can see that we can even build that out even further. If we wanted, we can send some more SMS directly to them, like, hey, how'd you like your trial class? Anything along those lines, try and get some conversation flowing. But for now, that's completely fine. So now we want to make sure that when someone is a part of the subscription, they are considered a new student. So for that, we're just going to go ahead and create a new workflow here. And for this, we're going to use a subscription trigger. And then we're going to have 2 of these. We're going to use one for the product of the adult, and another for the kids product. Kids individual membership. So then for that subscription, we are going to update the contact. Oh, not the field, sorry. We're going to update, where is it? Oh, no, we're just adding a tag. Boop, add a contact tag. And then that is going to add the tag to the student. So once that subscription is created and the status, I forgot to add that filter here, the status is set to active. Status is set to active. Then we will add the new student tag. So after we add the tag, then we're going to want to update the opportunity. And for that, we're going to need to first find the opportunity. That's going to be here. We'll save that here. And then we're going to want to update that opportunity and move that into the new student stage. So now we're going to go ahead and test that workflow with our find opportunity step. That's going to find the opportunity and then update that opportunity into where it needs to be. So let's go ahead and test that with Matthew Sanders. Go ahead and run that test here. And when we check the execution logs, we should see Matthew was added into the workflow. He added the tag. It found the opportunity. And then it updated that opportunity, and then it was removed from the workflow. So let's go ahead and check and see. And hey, Matthew, looks like you have been moved over to the new student bucket with a student tag added, and we still have your free trial tag there, knowing that you did come in from the free trial and you were considered a free trial student. If we wanted to, we could even remove that tag, but we're going to keep it there for now, because let's say everyone that came in from a free trial, we give them some kind of special discount on clothes or something. We can do things like that. So you can really get customizable with it. For now, we're just going to keep it just like that. And now that is a new student. And perfect. That checks off our list there for becoming a new student. We now have them underneath the new student tab here. We knocked out their promo. Now we just need to worry about what happens if they're unresponsive. What happens if they haven't signed up with us? And if they're unresponsive, we now move them into our follow-up and re-engagement workflow, which is going to take us to the follow-up process. And that is the only stage that we have not duped out with any automations, because we want to make sure we have everything we need when it comes to automating that stage, such as our email templates, different things like that. So let's go ahead and start setting those up. So for this, we're going to go over to a different tab now. We're going to click on the marketing tab. And inside of the marketing tab, we have some really cool new options here. We have a social planner, emails, snippets, we have countdown timers, trigger links, different things like that. What we're going to worry about is our emails and our snippets, because emails is going to be setting up email templates, email marketing, different things like that. We can set up some campaigns here. Snippets is going to be for quick and easy text snippets, quick and easy email snippets, so that if, let's say, Greg or Gabe was in here having a conversation with a student, they could easily go in. Let's actually do it real quickly with like Matthew. We can see here, if I come into here, I can send them a message. Right now there's no number available, of course, but it would send them a message. I could type that out here. But let's say that we had something quick we wanted to do. We could go over here to this little insert snippet button, and we can insert in a template message to quickly send over that way. And this just makes for more speed, right? We don't want to have to hand type all this stuff out, especially if we're setting up things like this automatically. Same with emails. We want to have some email templates that we can choose from for our automations. So let's go ahead and go back to our marketing tab, and let's first set up our email templates. So what we're going to do is we're going to go underneath the email section here, go underneath templates, and we're going to go ahead and create a template. And we're going to use their drag and drop design editor. And I'm going to hit save template here, because what I really want is a template here, and for some reason I can't do it unless I have one, and then I can come in here. So we're gonna do email marketing templates, and we're just gonna make this easy on ourselves. I'm gonna type in fitness, and we're going to see some of these that are already set up here that could be super useful. I like this one here, martial disciplines. Oh yeah, this is already like a martial arts one. Oh heck yeah, this is perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with this one here, and we just got to duke up the colors a little bit, match it with kind of the website that we already have created. Oh yeah, perfect. This is exactly what we want. So first thing I'm gonna do is, of course, come in here and change our logo back to the logo that we have set up. There we go. Whoa. Do not like the looks of that. Let's make sure that the height and width is set to the same amount. There we go, perfect. And then we're going to change the color here of this. Make it to our color that we had, which I believe was more like this darkish gray. Whoops, there we go. Perfect, love that. And then we're gonna make sure all of these buttons, for the buttons, I wanna use kind of that reddish color, more of like a dark red. There we go. We can just change all of these up, red. Make sure this one here is set to red. We can change our background here, set to gray. Beautiful. And then same with this one here. Is this all just one image? I think it is. So let's go ahead and Canva create this real quickly. Let's see kind of the dimensions here. 600 by 300. So let's go ahead. I think I have one open like that. Yep, 600 by 300. Perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and create one, and we'll go to elements. We'll type in jujitsu, and let's grab one of a new one here. I like that. I'll do something like this. Heck yeah. Let's just throw this here, and we can throw on a, let's make this black. Oh, it's already black. And we'll just drop the opacity. And we'll throw on some cool text. This. Something like this. Yeah. Center that, baby. Come on. There you go. Yeah, something like that. That's fine for now. Go ahead and save that. Perfecto. And then let's go ahead and throw that here on this image. Boop, boom, boom. Let's upload our new image that we just created. Nice, your journey awaits. And then here we can add some new different things here. So for this, let's go ahead and use ChatGPT to kind of build this out a little bit. There we go. So we're gonna do something like help me with an email template, offering a discount for Jiu-Jitsu membership, 20% off your first month. That's going to be there we go. We can do something like this. And then something like this for classes. Perfect. And then secure your spot. So sign up today, secure my spot. For here we can change these. I'm actually just gonna use the images we already have from the actual base jiu-jitsu. Go. And we're going to do this here. We'll set this up for this in here. There we go. Perfect. I'll just throw in a nice little fire emoji like they had it there. Perfect. And now all these buttons, we can link these back to our call to actions in our calendar form. So I'm actually going to do this one for the sign up for the 20% off. And then these ones to, I'm actually going to change this to free trial. And this one here for free trial. And then now let's just go ahead and add in some of this information here. Okay, so that's good. Good. So this is going to be pulling from the data that's already set into the business. So it's going to pull the location email, and then the only thing that we don't want to do is this one here, and it's going to pull the location name, so it's going to say base BJJ. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and just ensure that all this is good to go by throwing in the appropriate links. So let's go ahead and grab our calendar free trial link. Let's grab the scheduling link and then put that here. Schedule link here. We can have our sign up today, and that's going to be for our coupon code. So we can grab in our membership and throw that into here. And there we go. Now we can go ahead and retitle this to follow up email. You can do promo/free trial. There we go. We'll go ahead and save that template. And then now we have a template to use in our automation. So I'm going to get rid of this other one here. But you can see we can really make a ton of these and create a whole email sequence, which is just so awesome. We can even come into our campaigns here and create different campaigns based on our email templates that we can set up for specific members. So we can create templates for people that are already students. We can create email templates for people that are not students, that are trying to get promoted into with a free trial, trying to get promoted with a discount, whatever that may be. We can set up some really awesome campaigns. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our automations here, and let's do our long-term follow-up workflow. And this is based on when someone is inside of the follow-up stage here. So the second someone moves inside of a follow-up stage, they're already waiting a few days. It's been 4 days if you've done the no-show. It's been 7 days if you attended your trial classes. So we don't need to do any other wait steps. We can just go ahead and throw in an email here. So let's go ahead and throw in our follow-up email template, which is this bad boy here. And that's going to be from the user email like this. Or actually, let's change that to our... Where am I here? Location email. There we go. Perfect. And then the subject, we can make something like your path to jiu-jitsu starts now with a bunch of explanations. There we go. And then we can make sure that's from base BJJ. Perfect. And then we're not going to have to do any test emails here, but we can save that here. And that's going to be the first email that they get. And it's going to be after either 4 days or 7 days to try and re-engage them, sign up for another free trial, or just get them inside of the academy or the school with a subscription. Then we can throw in another step, and that's going to be a text message. And that can be something like, let's use ChatGPT. Perfect. There we go. And we can throw in that message here. It's going to grab their first name. We're offering you 20% off your first month of base jiu-jitsu. Don't miss your chance to join an awesome community and start your journey now. Promo code is going to be sign up. And then sign up here. And then we'll grab our scheduling link. Perfect. There we go. We can save that baby there. Awesome. And then if we wanted to, we only have one template to work off of, but let's say we had like 4 or 5, we can just throw in a wait step, and that can be a self-generating long-term follow-up sequence to try and re-engage people back into our sales process. So we're going to go ahead and save that, and now our long-term follow-up is now complete. We have this baby knocked out, which is just pretty much our last pipeline stage that we needed to take care of, because we knocked out everything for the payment side. We knocked out everything if they no-showed. We have the re-engagement up until we get them to the follow-up sequence, which is for long terms. We have all of our stages taken care of. We have a follow-up, or we have the automations for new lead, trial booked, and we have the no-show, the follow-up now just complete as what we just did. We have attended, and we have the new student. So this is essentially running exactly the way that we needed it to. And the cool thing is we don't have to be done here. We can set up so much more inside of this project. We can take this to the ends of the earth if we wanted to. We have so many other tabs that we haven't even touched on yet. Like, we could set up a client portal to where people can log in and check and see different classes. Maybe they have like some jiu-jitsu instructional videos that they can watch outside of the actual academy. We can come in here and set up the email campaigns just like we talked about. This was a really good full build out to get us started with everything that we need to get this up and running, because we have our website. Let's go ahead and just fire up everything that we did so far. We have our website here. It looks super nice. It's super clean. When we come in here and book the free trial, it's going to take us to our appointments here, and inside of here we can select a free trial here. We'll input all of our information, and that's going to update us inside of the CRM, put us inside under the new lead or trial booked based on which form we filled out. Let's pretend I was Timothy Lamo and I just filled that out. It's going to put me underneath trial booked here. Then, if I attended that class, I'm going to get moved over to attended, where I'm going to be pitched that 1 month promotion. And if I didn't do anything and I'm left in attended and I don't become a new student within that 7 days, then I'm going to automatically get moved into the follow-up process here, which is going to send me a really cool email that shows me, hey, this is what we have, there's no trial here, and we can build out that email list as much and as long as we wanted to. Or if I decide not to show up because I'm a meanie weenie and I said, hey, I don't want to go to the trial today, I get automatically put, once I put into no-show here, I get put into a re-engagement workflow where our automation tells us, hey, you missed it. And then it's going to wait about 3 days, and then if we're still in there, it's going to say, hey, you didn't make it to your trial class, no worries if you're still interested, let's get you rescheduled. Let us know what day works best for you. Then it's going to wait 4 more days, and then it's going to move me into our long-term follow-up. And everything is talking, everything is connecting with each other. We have some really good automations set up. And then, of course, if I did attend and I decide to be a student, I can easily get added into our subscriptions here. And once I'm added into a subscription, it's going to add me as a new student, and I'm going to have a student tag here. And we can see all of this is being push in the right direction. And how much manual tasks did we just reduce? We just reduced so much manual tasks. And before we finish up this video, we have to do one more thing, and that is building the dashboard, because the dashboard, when built correctly, can be one of the most important aspects of this all. Because the automations, this is all happening behind the scenes, but a business owner is going to need to be able to step in here and say, okay, how much money did I make for the month? How much money am I potentially losing? How many money could I make with all of these potential prospects? Where are they at in the sales process? We want our dashboard to be exactly what a business owner needs to see. And the dashboard that we have set up here, we can really adjust this to make this what we want it to be. So let's go ahead and start playing around with some of this stuff. So number one, I like the opportunity status here, although I think we already kind of have that with the funnel here. So we're going to go ahead and minimize some of this here, get rid of the conversion rate, and we're going to just have our funnel and our opportunity value here. And then for our tasks, this is actually the task of, hey, we need to call so-and-so, reach out to so-and-so, and we can automate those tasks and set them up, and then all those tasks are going to be found here. So we're going to keep this one here. Stage distribution, I'm not worried about this too much. Lead source, not worried about this. Google Analytics, we're not going to worry about that. Not going to worry about that. Business profile, we're not going to worry about this. Google Ads, nope. And Facebook Ads, nope. And sales efficiency, nope. Manual actions, nope. So we can come in and start making this for how we want it to be. So I like funnel, I like opportunity value because we can see kind of how much is here, but maybe we want to have a better understanding of the actual revenue itself. Let's go ahead and throw in a opportunities here. or sorry, not opportunities. We'll go to payments and we'll do total revenue based on last month. We're actually going to do it for this month. And then we will do the sum of revenue, and we'll make sure that that is set to this month. And then it's going to say 0 right now because we don't have Stripe integrated, and we only want to collect when that money is been integrated. And underneath our funnel here, we can see that this opportunities funnel is set up to really ensure, hey, this is how much potential revenue we have, how much we've won. And of course, if you've been moved into one, that means you've got a subscription, and that subscription is going to show up here on revenue. Like I said, we just don't have Stripe set up. If you remember, we went in and did a manual test to run that automation. So go ahead and hit save there. And then we can go ahead and add in a few more things. So another thing that we can go ahead and add in is maybe the free trial appointments. So we can come in here, we can do appointment count, and then we can set that to booked for, because we want to see what days those are booked for, not when they were created. And then we can have that set to this week. And for our conditions, let's make sure that it is inside of our free trial calendar. And we save that here. Oh, whoops, I totally meant to make that a line graph. There we go. We save that here. We can make it a nice little line graph here. And we just want to ensure that this is correct. So let's break down daily for this week is booked for. There we go. So it's set to booked for. We have that set to created on. Then we have our comparison. We're not going to compare here. And then for this, we're going to title this free trial appointments. Now we can go in and see where those appointments are. Okay, I have one trial on May the 9th. I have another trial on May the 12th. And you can see this dashboard is really coming together, and we can really, really build this out, make this super, super in-depth. We have our tasks, we have our funnel, the opportunity value, how much revenue we made this month. And honestly, let's go ahead and throw in a comparison to last month. And maybe we need to check in on our new students. So we can do a contact count, and then we can ensure that the tag is a student tag, and that's going to tell us how many students we have. And we can change this to students. There we go. And now we only have one student, one lonely jiu-jitsu competitor, but he is our star student. And right now you can see just how crazy we can make this dashboard. This is a really good starting point. You see, we have the funnel. We can see who is where inside of the funnel. We have how much value we have inside of our sales process. Excluding this, if we wanted to, we can come in and set the filters to only include how many are open. We can have total revenue for this month, how many students we have enrolled. We have our daily tasks, and we have how many free trials are being booked. And this is creating a full-fledged system inside of GoHighLevel. We just made everything inside of GoHighLevel. Guys, this is the power of BizOps. We just created an entire system that works, that reduce manual tasks, that you could give to a martial artist gym, to a martial arts gym, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym, a karate gym, a Muay Thai. The market is out there, a boxing gym. You can replicate this and use this to go out and land these projects. This was for a real client at base. Obviously, there's some things I'm going to go in and tidy up, make sure that everything is working smoothly, but this is a super strong foundation point for this jiu-jitsu gym. And this was a full GoHighLevel build out. We did all of this inside of GoHighLevel. We didn't have to use any other tools. And the beautiful part of it all is it is so valuable. It is so valuable because the cost of maintaining this is so much less than something like Kicksite or other jiu-jitsu or martial arts CRMs that are pre-built out there. This is something that you could hand to a martial arts gym owner and immediately reduce manual tasks, improve automations and efficiency, improve their sales process by a landslide with some of the automated texts and emails we sent out, and overall, just a way better system. A way better system. You can go in and easily make website changes. You can charge for ongoing maintenance on the site. You can charge for ongoing maintenance on the CRM. You can charge for literally so much. And this is the process. This is the framework that we use to build Devslopes. Like I said before at the very beginning of the video, Nathan Savage built Devslopes from scratch using processes like this to increase revenue. We've generated over $35 million in revenue using things like this, using tools like this, creating processes and creating projects just like this for clients and for Devslopes by itself. Nathan was a freelancer before Devslopes, and that came with building systems out like this, building out CRMs, creating landing pages, websites, automations, creating email sequences, and different things along those lines. This is the process that he used to generate $35 million in revenue, and I can't stress this enough. If you want to take this further, join the BizOps Academy. We're doing live classes. We're doing so many walkthroughs of just like tools like this here. Inside of the BizOps Academy, there is a plethora of template projects that you can build just like what we built now. It's a whole walkthrough videos of so many different niches, so many different markets that you can take, go out, replicate, and use them to get paid projects, easily landing $3,000 to $6,000 with just projects like this alone. Like I said, this is something where you could take to a martial arts gym and immediately charge them $2,500 for the setup, $200 a month for ongoing maintenance, whatever that may be. You can really take this as far as you need. And if you want help on how to make that a reality, comment down below, BizOps, reach out to me directly on Instagram at RealConnorOgle, or sit over a message to at Devslopes. Guys, this was building a full martial arts gym with GoHighLevel. I hope if you're here for the end of the video, you were able to build something really cool, or maybe you're just watching and following along. Thank you so much for watching this video. I can't wait to see you in the next one. There's going to be so many more videos just like this, so stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.